So if you're a fan of 2000 AD or indeed Judge Dredd, then by now you should all be aware that currently in development is a TV series set in our favourite city, titled Judge Dredd Mega City 1. First and foremost, I think it's important to just give you guys some backstory to the project and also the previous iterations of the character and how they came about so you can recognise the difference between the two and why you should really be excited about this. So Rebellion, the game developer, yes, that Rebellion, own 2000 AD. Avid fans of the comic, in fact, but definitely not a movie studio or a small screen studio by any means. Not yet. Previous incarnations of the character has always come from shopping out the rights to various people. This was how Karl Urban's Dredd in 2012 happened anyway. At that point, the owners of the character and the comic he originated from were not in a position to bring their own version of the character to life on screen. And this is another potential reason as to why Dredd didn't get a sequel along with the complex distribution rights and funding, of course. But now Rebellion have created their own studio, aptly named Rebellion Studios. The plan, which was announced earlier in the year, is to bring Judge Dredd back to the screen. The small screen this time, and the city he protects. The key difference here in terms of them shopping out the character and working on it themselves is the fact you have very passionate fans of the comic now behind the project creatively. People who have an investment in the character from a personal level and financial. Which with these things combined has the highest potential for us to see the best depiction of Judge Dredd and Mega City 1 to date. At the tail end of summer, I had the chance to go up to Rebellion's offices and interview the two key figures involved in this new TV series. Jason Kingsley, the CEO and creative director of Rebellion and executive producer on Mega City 1, along with Brian Jenkins, another key producer on the project. I'll link part 1 of that interview down below, and the key reason for this video and what I wanted to do here is kind of open up the comments section to a sort of open forum on what people's hopes are for the show and what they feel should be included, excluded and everything in between. Though it's important first to note some key things, this will not be a sequel to the Dredd movie. They don't currently have the rights to that iteration. They could attain the rights if they wished, but this is a project they want to move in a closer direction towards the comics that spawned the character. However, they do want Karl Urban involved to reprise the role of Dredd, just obviously in this new universe. They have made it no secret that conversations have been happening with Karl and they openly admit to wanting him on board. It's a situation of if the deal is right for both parties and they can get him involved, they will. The other key thing to note is tone. When I interviewed the kind folks at Rebellion, they said they wanted a hard R, or at least were by no means shying away from that as a prospect. They have no qualms about going there if it serves the story well, and this is very much similar tone to the Dredd movie in concept, but with the elements from the comic thrown in, which would obviously offset that gritty, hard R tone with the levity and satire the comic is so well known for. So with all that in mind, what are your hopes for the TV series? If you could ask for just one thing to be included, what would it be? Or one thing to most definitely not include? Again, what would it be? For me, my main hopes is that it is a blending of the incredibly visceral world we received in 2012's Dredd, but also working in the elements of the fatties, muties, and some of the bizarre crimes you can get arrested for in Mega City 1. The main villains I think absolutely have to be included are without a doubt Rico Dredd, but done right. I feel his inclusion would serve to really humanise the character of Judge Dredd and get the audience a little more invested in him. Fans of course know that Dredd is very much not a one-dimensional character, but the wider populace don't. So this could be a great way to open that up, whether it's in flashbacks or a story run. I would also, of course, love to see the Dark Judges. I feel if the series is well planned out, you could have the day-to-day, week-to-week villains that pop up here and there, but also have a season arc of this hidden, looming threat. And what a great way to end the first season than to see the Dark Judge himself, Judge Death. For me, that would leave me literally crying out for a second season, and I'm sure a lot of fans would agree. So those are obviously my personal hopes, but I want to hear yours, so please do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. And if you want to see more Dredd related videos, then hit that subscribe button to stay notified of all my future content. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving a like and sharing it, as it really does help the channel out. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comments section.